Codecademy is a fantastic tool to get a taste of coding. You're not going to become a programmer by doing this, but you are going to have some understanding of what is involved with programming, and if it's something you enjoy, then we can tell you about classes you could take at the high school next year. Alright, so to log in, we're going to use our Google login, and I want you to use your school one. I have to use my other one because I've already done this with my school one. Alright, and it's, any sort of offers to upgrade, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to ignore that. Okay, so when you're in here, scroll all the way down to the bottom and we'll see JavaScript. This is what we're going to do. So you'll click on JavaScript. And then within here, scroll just a little bit and it's this introduction to JavaScript. This is what we're going to do for our assignment. Alright, so this you can read if you want to learn about what JavaScript is. Basically, when you are looking at web apps, a lot of them are using JavaScript. The syllabus, these are the different things that we're going to learn. We're not going to do the whole thing, don't worry. In the first one, we have Introduction to JavaScript and we have variables. And then we have this project, and this quiz. We will skip those things. We're only going to do the lessons within each one, right? So there's one lesson and we skip these. It might offer these for the first 2 days as part of the trial. Don't do them, just don't worry. All right, so Introduction to JavaScript. This is the way that this whole thing is set up. So over on the left is where you read, so it tells you a little bit about JavaScript. I'm not going to take the time to read that right now, but you should. And then right here you click Next, so we get to our next thing. Alright, so this is where we are typing our code, and then this is what shows up. So you read about the topic. So in this case we're learning about console and how to print something by logging to the console. So the code is actually console log, and it explains that this code right here would print the number 5 to the console. And so then we get to the instructions. So it says use the console log code in the editor to log your age. Alright, so then I type in console log and then my age. Yes, I am old. And then close it with my semicolon. And I click run and C42 shows up over here. Alright, so I did number 1 and I get a check there. So now I come down here on the next line, log a number representing the number of weeks you've been programming. So I'll hit enter. Now look what happens if I screw up. So console lol, and then let's say I've been programming for 1 week, and I click run. This does not look good because it says type error, console.lol is not a function. So I look back, oh yeah, this is called debugging. Okay, you're gonna screw something up, right? Like that's just part of coding, and you look to see what the error is and then you go fix it, and then you click run, and oh, there we go. So I'm gonna get my next check. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the next one. So this is talking about commenting, where you can, how you can comment out a single line or multiple lines. Alright, so the instructions, add some comments. So it says on line 1, write a single line comment that says opening line. So single line comments, use this. Now, one of the things with Codecademy is that now a comment it's not going to really notice, but like when you're writing code and it tells you to log something to the console, like see how this text is, if you don't do it exactly, including like capitalization and the punctuation, like it doesn't know that you did it right, and so it might say it's wrong. So it's very important to do exactly as it says. So like see how it's gray right here, like I'm making sure that it's exactly like that. So I would run this code, and so it says, oh yeah, we got 1 comment there. Okay, now it says let's do a multi-line comment for 4 through 9. So then I come up here and I do a multi-line comment, and then I have to end that, and I run. Alright, so I got my check. And you can notice that we're just working our way down. So now we would be on data types next. Alright, to get out of this, I'm going to click on Introduction to JavaScript. And here is where we are. So I'm working on this one, and when I'm done I'll get a green check here, and then see I'm 30% done with it, and then when I finish variables I'll get a green check, and then I'll move on to lesson 2. You're going to take a screenshot if you're not showing me in class, which I would prefer, but if you're not, then you're taking screenshots of these green checks. So it might take a few of them to get that done, a few screenshots, but that's how you're going to submit this to me.